We have another celebrity brand launching at the same time as one brand is rumored to close down, and Tom Ford is releasing a perfume that smells like vinyl records? Hello beautiful, and welcome to this week's new makeup releases. This is the series that I do every Friday where we chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced, and sneak peek. I let you know how I feel about these releases, and then you let me know how you feel about these releases. Do we want to buy them? Do we hate them? Do we love them? Are they unnecessary? Do they smell like vinyl records? I don't know what's going on with that. Per usual, you'll find all the information in the description box and in the YouTube shopping that's popping up on the screen as I'm talking about the products. I'm super excited to let you know that this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. You know, I am a big HelloFresh fan. Not only do I work with HelloFresh, I also do have my own personal HelloFresh subscription, and I've been using them for years. HelloFresh is a meal subscription service where you pick out recipes that you want to have for each week. It's like ordering from the menu, but you get the ingredients delivered right to your doorstep, already pre-measured, coming with a recipe card with pictures. I love me some pictures where you get to make restaurant quality homemade meals in the comfort of your own home without having to do the thing that I like the least, which is going to the grocery store and all of the meal planning that comes with, well, being an adult, let's be honest. I love going into the HelloFresh website every week, just picking up what I want to cook for the week and getting everything delivered to my doorstep. And you always get just the amount that you need, which means that you are not getting extra stuff that you end up throwing away or having stuff in your fridge that you only used once. And with HelloFresh, there's always so much to choose from. There are 50 different recipes every week, and there are so many different options. Maybe you're vegetarian like me and my husband, and you choose recipes like that. Maybe you're trying to get the quick and easy meals. Maybe you're trying to get the more healthy meals. Maybe you're a little bit experimental and you want to try the new recipes, or maybe you have a family with some picky eaters and you want to get the classic and tested meals. It's also a super flexible plan where you can change out proteins or add proteins to a vegetarian dish or take a week's break if you're on vacation. And I also really love the marketplace. There are so many different desserts and snack and breakfast options that you can choose from to just add on to your box to, again, skip even more grocery runs. And summer is coming to an end and we're all getting into a little bit more of a busier schedule. So HelloFresh can really help with meal planning and opening up some extra time in an already very busy schedule. For a free breakfast for life, go to hellofresh.com and use code FREEANGESHKA. One free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at hellofresh.com with the code FREEANGESHKA. If you want to read up more about HelloFresh, or if you just want to look at their big menu and see all of the delicious options that they have, don't forget to check out the description box. At the top of the description box, you'll be able to find a link where you can read up more and look at their menu, because their menu is amazing. So thank you again so much, HelloFresh, for sponsoring this video. Like I said, I do have my own subscription and I have been a fan for years. I did film this look. This is the member exclusive video for this month. It's going to be live tomorrow on Saturday here on my channel for everyone that is a member on my channel. And if you're a member on my channel, thank you so much for supporting my channel and for watching my videos and for requesting all these fun looks for my membership in the button next to the subscription button, and also in a link in the description box. It's just an extra way to support the channel a little bit more if you want to, and you'll also get member exclusive emojis to use in the comments and also member exclusive videos. And today I am channeling my inner fall, like grungy, almost witchy look. I am all about this look. I actually did use, and I'm going to be using this in a non-member tutorial as well for sure, but I did actually use the Botanical palette by Beauté. I have been so backed up. Not even funny. Let me scoochie to the side so we can fit some pictures. I have been so backed up with everything. Finally getting to this one. It's been mayhem. I know we talked a little bit about this last week, but I wanted to touch on it a little bit more because we do have some more info. And that is that Urban Decay, by popular demand, is bringing back the original Naked palette. I do not know if this is an updated formula or if this is the original formula. I never bought this one, but I have used this one. It was never my favorite because it is a very neutral palette leaning a little bit cool tone, and it was just never a favorite from me. Like, you can tell but what I'm wearing. I just like something that's a little bit more adventurous than that, but I know a bunch of people really love something like this. Also, I remember this one being very shimmer heavy, if I'm not totally mistaken, which is also not the kind of palettes that I want, and these are like traditional shimmers, which again, also not exactly what I'm looking for, but I do know a bunch of people are super excited about this. I mean, they brought it back by popular demand, so if you're that person, I would say maybe think about it sooner rather than later, because they do say it will be available August 4th, and it is limited edition. So they did not bring it back for forever. They brought it back for like a, I don't know, final final round. So if you were like, if you know you wanted that one, maybe jump on it. But also, like, who knows? I cannot remember the last time Urban Decay had a sold out palette. Keep that in mind as well. Just keep that in mind. Another palette that is launching, and this is Viseart, and they are coming out with their 2 palettes that I've had from before, also in the smaller packaging. And this is going to be the Petite Cool Mattes Original and the Petites Matte Cool. So these are just going to be 2 palettes. I think both of these have been available from before, and they are just like bringing them back in the smaller packaging, which I know people are more excited about. I actually really like Viseart. I think they are like an amazing brand. They make amazing eyeshadows. Now that I think of it, because like, as you're seeing this, I am going to Rome tomorrow. I'm going to Rome on Saturday. So I am going to be gone for, I think, 9 days. I'm still going to have videos. I'm not going to have a new makeup releases next week though. I'm just saying it's not happening. I might do a live. I might film and get ready with me or something when I'm in Rome. But there won't be a video like this where I sit down as a new makeup releases next Friday, because I am in Italy gallivanting around with a bunch of you, and I am so excited. It's also going to be a chance for me to breathe a little bit. But I haven't used any of my Viseart palette for quite some time, which is a shame because I actually really like them. And that's why I was thinking they're so small and convenient to travel with, which is like what I love with the small palettes. Maybe I'll bring one of mine. I even have one that's called a Spritz palette. I mean, that would be great for Italy, right? Maybe I'm gonna pack a fun makeup bag for this trip. I'm gonna pack a fun makeup bag for this trip for sure. Maybe some things that I'm reviewing, maybe some oldies and goodies, maybe some unexpected things. I'm gonna pack some really fun things for this trip. I'm gonna take some time. I'm filming this on a Thursday, so I'm gonna take some time on Friday when this is going up and really pack something fun. And this is also why I'm not gonna buy any of these Viseart palettes, because I like the quality a lot and I love the packaging a lot, but I haven't reached for them in quite some time. So I don't think it's a good idea to buy a new one. But with that being said, I kind of want to bring the Spritz one to Italy. That's fitting, right? e.l.f. released 2 new lip balms, and this is a lip balm duo. I think you get 2 of them. It's a lip set featuring the moisturizing Squeeze Me lip balms in 2 exclusive new shades. And it's mango and watermelon. And I think these are tinted and I think these are scented. Honestly, I think this is smart. I've actually heard really good things about these. I mean, balms in a squeezy tube, they have been taking over the planet in 2024. So for e.l.f. to release even more in like summer shades, smart. Another thing that has been taking over because of how big fragrance have been on social media, a lot of brands are releasing more fragrances more often. And you have probably noticed that as well, that there are some brands that are releasing fragrances more often than they used to before. We are going to be talking about another fragrance real soon, but first I want to talk about this new one from Replica by Maison Margiela. And the gourmand scents are the darling family of the perfume community. It's not my favorite. There are some gourmand scents that I like, but they are pretty far, like few and far between. They're not the type of like, if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put something really nice on, that's not what I reach for. I don't want to smell like a snack. I want to look like a snack. I don't want to smell like a snack. But this one, I think this one might be, and I am sure that this one is being released because vanilla and gourmands are so popular within fragrance right now. Everybody is releasing vanillas and like gourmands. The niche ones, the designer ones, the mainstream ones are all doing vanilla and gourmand. And this one is the Afternoon Delight. And it is inspired by Paris 1996. And it is a warm vanilla Madeleine. And honestly, I think this is so smart. So smart. So many people are going to be buying and reviewing this one. And the picture here as well with the pastries and the merengue and the vanilla, super smart. It is warm and spicy, warm and sweet gourmand. It's vanilla, Madeleine, and sandalwood. And if this one smells good, they have a hit on their hands because this is very, very in with like what's popular right now. When is this one being released? It is coming exclusively in the Sephora app on the 12th of August and then releasing on the 13th everywhere. They say here that it's going to come in a small size as well, which is great for me because I have so many fragrances and I really don't want to get full-size bottles unless it's something that I know I'm going to really like use a lot of, which is few fragrances, if I'm going to be honest. Another brand that has been releasing so many fragrances since the last year, since like fragrance have become very, very popular, is Phlur. And Phlur is releasing something again. I think this is going to be a huge hit. And this is the Hair and Body Fragrance Mist in Heavy Cream. And honestly, I love a lactic fragrance. I actually really like that. I love the pistachio yum pistachio. In which order is what order are we talking about? The one from Kayali, one of the few like gourmand scents that I actually really, really love. And I also love Milk by, what's her face? This one. Love it. It's so good. It's a lactic fragrance. It's like warm and milky and just wonderful. And this one says that it's a milky impression of decadent sweetness, playful, sugary, yet irresistibly elevated. They're saying sugary but elevated. And it does say whipped gourmands, come alive, bright citrus, luminous florals. I don't love florals, but the floral that they are mentioning is jasmine, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I actually like jasmine. And this is why I can't buy fragrances that a lot of people recommend, because I don't like the same notes as a lot of other people. But this says lemon, sugar, marshmallow, orange, jasmine, coconut cream, vegan ambrette olide, vanilla mousse, salted caramel, and whipped cream. There is, just based on the notes, a big chance that I actually would like this one. So I'm like, I will smell this one, even though it's a body spray. I will smell this one and we will see, because this could be a good layering fragrance for me. So I'm not in the market, but I'm in the market for sniffing it. And if it smells delicious, I could be persuaded. Like I'm hard to persuade. I also wanted to mention that yesterday on Thursday, my bestie Samantha March is releasing her new favorite set with Sigma. I just wanted to let you know about it because I'm so proud of my friend and I'm so happy for her. I mean, she loves Sigma, I love Sigma. I went to the Sigma headquarters together with Samantha. I know how like hard she like goes for this brand, how much she loves their formulas, and I do too. And I just think it's a really, really good match. And this set is going to be 2 different brushes. It's going to be an eyeshadow quad, the Renew lip oil, which is one of my favorite lip oil formulas, and it's also going to be a Sigma switch. And I literally have, I'm not going to show you because they're disgusting, nobody gets to see that, but I have 2 Sigma switches here in front of me. I use them every time I do my makeup. They're so amazing. And this one is available now and it's gonna be $68. I don't know if you can use an affiliate code or not on these sets, but my code with Sigma is per usual, and Jessica. That is the code that I have almost everywhere except Dubious Place. So if you're ever shopping on a site that has a code, try on Jessica. It might work, you might get a discount, but I just wanted to let you know about this set because I am so proud of my friend and I'm so happy for her. And if you were looking at any of these stuff and you were interested in them, you can buy them in a set and get a little bit of a discount. This I'm also super excited about. I did a video on Wednesday. I did one of my 4 indie releases for looks. I love those videos and I am so excited that you love those videos too. They don't get the most views, but I have so much fun doing them because it's just classic 2015 tutorials, but with new palettes and swatches, and I give you mini which one is the best, like pitting them against each other at the end. And it's just such a fun way for me to showcase new indie releases in a first impression way while still doing fun, colorful looks. But I will say, this new palette by Glaminatrix, this was my favorite in that video, and I don't always go hard for like neutral palettes, but I actually think that this one is really fun and really cool. There are like 4 different colorways. It's like a warm brown, a cool tone brown, an olive green, and more like a mauvey plum row. And then there are shimmers, 1 light and 1 like more mid-tone. And these shimmers they're like iridescent, they're duochrome, one of them is a multichrome. These are interesting high quality shadows, and I think that this is a great neutral palette. If you love neutral palettes and you're looking for an interesting neutral palette to add to your collection, this would be the one. And if you are not into neutrals, you more like colors, but you still want to have some kind of neutrals in your collection, for someone that's in like a colorful lover, I thought that this was a very interesting neutral palette, and I really been enjoying it. And again, you can use a code and get money off on this one as well. They did have a pre-launch of this one, and I know some people told me that their orders have already shipped on the pre-order. I'm so excited, but the official launch is on the 4th, which is very soon. So if you were interested in getting this one, sometimes Glaminatrix things do sell out, but she usually does restock. I know she also restocked the, oh, there was this other palette. I put up a picture, which I really loved. That was a great palette. That was one of the best palettes, if not the best palette that Glaminatrix has ever done. And I truly recommend that one as well. And she re-released that one in a mini size. And honestly, I really recommend that palette too. It's such a good palette. So yeah, Glaminatrix, they're on fire. Remember how much I love those like cream blushes that they release? Glaminatrix, they're doing good things. I cannot be the only one that have seen these Rhode pocket blushes that looks like pigs in a blanket that's been floating around on every single post on every social media platform. And I actually just recently watched a review video from Kelly Gooch. She did like a review roundup, and she was talking about these blushes, and she was saying these are nice blushes, but they're not exceptional. They're not amazing. They're okay. And she was just saying that, like, I was reading between the lines, but it's basically like how when something is hyped, it can just be super hyped without actually being like an amazing product. So I saw her apply it, and I saw her blend it on her hand, and I thought it was really interesting, like the thoughts that she was bringing into it. And it just seems like it's a decent blush, but nothing more. And you also get very little product in this, apparently, even though the packaging is so bulky, but they're releasing a new shade. And I think people are gonna go crazy for this because they seem to really love this formula. And the new shade is called Sprinkles, and it was available apparently in their pop-up, and it's gonna be dropping on the, oh, I think it's already dropped on the Rhode website. And it seems like Sprinkle is like a warm pink. I don't know, I don't think they have shimmer in it, but honestly, maybe there's shimmer in it. Warm pearly pink shade. Yes, this one has shimmer in it. Okay, so I think that this is the only one that has shimmer. Honestly, I could be about that. Because do I want to try out this formula? I mean, I trust that what Kelly says is true. But does that mean that I also don't want to try it? Am I a glutton for punishment? Yes or no? Hard yes. Also, quick announcement, the new collection from Bella Beauté bar that I also talked about in Wednesday's video. If you want to see swatches, if you want to see a look, if you want to hear my thoughts about it, that was in Wednesday's video. This collection is launching today, Friday the 2nd, and you can use a code and get some money off. And there are going to be 3 different palettes. And I will say, one thing that I didn't recognize or realize, oh, there's also a mascara that I didn't talk about at all. I totally forgot about it. Maybe I'll bring it to Italy so I can try it out, because I totally forgot about it. They're launching 4 things. One that I forgot about. So there is a mascara for $16. There is a baked blush 6-pan matte blush palette for $30. There is a matte palette with 20 matte shades, and there are 2 rows of neutrals, 1 row of like very vibrant shades, and then 1 row of actual neon shades, and that one is $36. Then there is the molten chromes, which is all of these are magnetic, you can move them around. It's a 6-pan multi-chrome and 1 holochrome shimmer. I did not realize that this 6-pan palette is $60. And yes, you can get 10% off, which makes it $54, but that is still pretty expensive. Yes, when you buy one shadow like this, there are like special shades, they tend to be very expensive. If you love special shades, these are really nice. But also when I saw that price, I was like, oh, so this is why they're not in the palette. Because I was saying in my video that like, oh, I wish that these shades were just in the matte palette, but then the matte palette would have been really expensive. But I wonder, where are we going to stop with this? Because like, not where are we going to stop, but like, what's the end goal? Where's the end station? Because these special shades are so expensive to produce. So when we put 6 or 10 in a palette, the palette becomes very expensive. That's why these palettes from indie brands have become so expensive as of late is because these special shades are so expensive, and that's why a lot of mainstream brands are just not doing them, because they're like, listen, we don't have the margin for this, otherwise our palettes are going to be like $200, at least if they put enough of the expensive pigment in there to be impressive. I actually have a script somewhat done where I'm gonna be hopefully in the future doing like, why is indie makeup so expensive nowadays? Let me know if you're actually interested in like hearing my thoughts about that, because I feel like I have been riding this indie like trend now for 9 years. I've been reviewing indie makeup online for 9 years, and I think that I've seen a lot of things come and go. So let me know if you would like to hear some thoughts about that. But with that being said, the formulas are great. Like the palettes are beautiful. I loved the look that I did, and I cannot wait to do more looks with this. So I still recommend it. But I will say, when I saw that price, I was like, ooh, that's a little expensive. That's a lot of money. So that did make me think like, yeah, where are we going to go with the special shades? Like, where's the end goal? Like, how are we going to be doing with this? Because they're great, but like, do we need 6 of them at the same time then? I would love to hear your thoughts about this. I know some people are die-hard fans for these special shades, and they do not mind at all dropping money on them. It was just a food for thought for me when I saw the price, and I was like, ooh, $60. Because I'm going to be honest with you, have I not been sent this in PR, I would have bought the matte palette and not the shimmer palette. Because I would have been like, ooh, $60? Ooh, I don't know about that one. So yeah, love to hear your thoughts about that down below. You always give such good, insightful, like, commentary on a lot of things that I talk about here, which is one of the best parts of having like an adult, grown-up, smart, educated audience. You really are the best. Yes, you, right there talking to you right now. You're the best. I want to quickly mention some restocks, because I have actually gotten some questions about some of these, and I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity to let you know that Blend Money Cosmetics has restocked the Phlur and the All Done Up palette. They are officially back in stock. You can use the code and get some money off. These are 2 of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite palettes from Blend Money Cosmetics. I think these are great, especially the All Done Up palette is probably my most used neutral palette in my collection. I added the Glaminatrix palette. I'm sure I'm gonna love that as well. And I also recently added the one from Cosmic Brushes. I think that those 3 together, and I also love the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse, those 4 together. Oh, and the Colourpop one, the one that I keep forgetting, it's called like something Lust and Dusk, Dusky Lust, Dusky Dawn, Lusty Dawn. That is a romance novel from 1992. You cannot tell me otherwise. Those are my favorites, but yeah, I want to let you know that these are back in stock and I highly recommend them. Also, the Wicked Widow, the licensed Crow collection is also back in stock this Friday if you were interested in this one. They did say that they're gonna have another pre-order again in 8 to 12 weeks, and I'm not 100% sure if this is a pre-order too or what is going on with this, but if you're interested in the Crow collection, it did sell out. That one is restocking today as well. I don't think my code with them works on this collection, but it works on other things on their website. And the last restock that I wanted to talk about, where did I get it? It's from Nomad Cosmetics. They are restocking the Haunted Europe, the Ghost Town USA. Both of those are gonna be restocking on September 4th, which is, a lot of things are happening on September 4th. That's a pop-in day for sure. But I know a lot of people really interested in this one. If you love more like dusky, moody, grungy, more cool tone colors, these palettes, you're probably really gonna love them. So check out for these as well. I know that Haunted Europe has been discontinued for a couple of years and it's coming back now, but just know that both of these are restocking on the 4th. And again, code Angelica will work at this place as well if you want to get 10% off your order. I know a bunch of people have been waiting for these to restock. A while ago, Unearthly Cosmetics had like a mystery palette on their website that you can purchase, and like basically you didn't know what you were gonna get. But now we know that it's the All I Ever Wanted, and she has not reformulated. I think they're all new shades, and then there's one shade that is reformulated in this palette. This is an all shimmer special shade palette, and again, coming back to what I talked before, that is why the price tag is $86, because it's all special shades, and that's just the price of special shades. Do I want an all shimmer palette? not really. But if you are interested, you have one right here. I will say the special format from Unearthly is really, really beautiful, and you can use a code here and just knock it off a little bit of the price at least. I like that there is like a bunch of different undertones in this palette though, so you get some variation. And I also know that the owner of Unearthly, Amanda, has swatched this out and shown the shift in, I think, a live stream on her Instagram. So there are swatches floating around that you can find as well, because I know that I have seen them and they looked really beautiful. Another thing that is releasing is this new release from Arttitude Cosmetics. This one just came in, and again, I am so swamped. I have so many things that I have not gotten to yet. So all I was able to do was unpack this, look at all the beautiful things, look at the palette, and I took a picture and I put it on my Instagram stories. But this one is available now, and you can get some money off if you use a code. And this is a full collection. There are brushes, there are highlighters, there are loose pigments, there's a makeup sponge, there is like a mixing liquid for the pigments, a makeup bag, and of course there is the palette. So the palette, this is in pounds because this is a UK based indie brand. The palette is £41.99, which I think is a really good price for a 16-pan palette. And honestly, I think that everything looks really beautiful. One thing that I will say is that when I got the palette, I got a single shadow on the side, and I had to read up about this a bit, and it seems like the production of the palette made a mistake. So one of the shades, they put the wrong formulation in, so you get the right formulation as a single on the side. And these are glued into the palette. Personally, I will not risk ruining my palette to put this one shade in. Maybe if somebody has a good, like, do you have a good suggestion? Because it is a nice sturdy cardboard packaging and the pan is glued down. I've tried with the magnet, it doesn't work. Like, how do I get it out of there without ruining my palette? If you have any good suggestions, please let me know. But I just wanted to let you know about that because I think that everybody who orders the palette gets the same single shadow on the side. So I'm just letting you know, mine is still on the side because I, quite honestly, I don't know what to do with it. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not crafty like that. I don't know what I'm doing. And it is the same with this other launch, exact same story. I got it the same day as I got the Arttitude, I think. I don't even know. I looked at it, I opened it, I got this one day later because I haven't even taken a picture of this. It's beautiful. It is the new collaboration between DeDe's Signature and the Makeup on Your Radar account, which is a makeup news account, which I think this is really fun that they're able to do a collab. But I'm also like, it's always weird when you have a collab with the person that I have never seen them. Have you seen them? Like, I don't know, but the palettes are really fun. There are 4 like mini palettes, there are 5-pan palettes. One of my palettes came with 2 broken shades, and it is the palette that has only it's called Effervescence, and it has only like the shimmery duochrome topper shades. I am gonna, again, I'm not crafty, but I'm gonna try and repress it. Usually I have semi good luck with that, so I'm gonna try and repress it. And I think that these are really beautiful. I think I'm gonna bring one of these again to Rome when I'm going, because I feel like this would be a good travel. But I kind of want to bring the one with the blue and the green, and then there's like a shimmer shade. These are launching on August 16th. No, the pre-sale is on August 16th. The launch date is on August 20th, and the shipping starts on the 20th. Swatches and pricing will be available tomorrow. Okay, I will try and find that and put that down in the description box. I think these are really fun palettes, but again, there is a lot of things coming right now from indie community, and also like a lot of things at the same time. Like, these are 4 mini palettes. Like, Arttitude Cosmetics is launching a full collection. It is easy to get a little overwhelmed. Speaking of collabs, I really, really, really like this collab, and I hope we get to see more things like this in the future. This is a collab between Guerlain and Pucci. This is so cute. I love this. I don't own anything Pucci. It's a very, very expensive brand, but I think that like getting the Pucci print on these makeup things is awesome. And also those lipstick cases from Guerlain, those are refillable. So you can buy the case and probably put whatever lipstick you want. And if you use up the lipstick, you can just buy a new refill for whatever lipstick you want. I think that is genius. And there are some Meteorite pearls in there. There are like really, really cute things. And honestly, I think this is great. I think this is a cute collection. It has cute packaging. It makes sense that a more luxury brand would team up with a luxury designer that doesn't have their own makeup brand and do this fun thing. I think it's super cute. Am I gonna buy anything from this? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that I don't think this is super cute and it's gonna be super successful. Also, you are not prepared. Holiday is here. This is Holiday 2024 from YSL. This is what the collection is gonna look like. Were you prepared to be bombarded with Holiday 2024 on August 2nd? I feel violated. I mean, this is not offensive in any way, shape, or form, but I am not ready for holiday yet. Everybody needs to calm down. But hold on to your panties, because this is Holiday 2024 by Tom Ford. I guess the theme of this year is white. They're both having a MLM white party theme going on. This is, again, very Tom Ford, nothing that I am really interested in. But again, I was not prepared for holiday to come. But speaking of Tom Ford, they're releasing for this fall season, which is like now, they're gonna release it now, it might even be released, honestly. This is the Black Lacquer series, and they are releasing some makeup products in a black lacquer packaging to go with their new fragrance that is called Black Lacquer. I think the packaging is absolutely beautiful. It is stunning. I love the black lacquer packaging, but I also think it's very interesting with this new fragrance, because this is Black Lacquer Tom Ford for women and men. This is a woody fragrance, and the notes are, it's like stuff that you would find in perfumes, like peony, ebony wood, apricot, black pepper, rum, and then it's ink and vinyl. I'm gonna put up the notes here that you can find on Fragrantica. I have never heard of a fragrance with those notes, but I started reading the comments and it seems like those kind of notes do exist in fragrances from before, but it's very niche and not very common. But I gotta say, I am extremely intrigued to smell this. Like, what is this gonna be? How does a fragrance smell like a vinyl record and still smell good? Smell like something I want to wear. So I'm very intrigued to smell this. Do I need to buy it? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that they didn't pique my interest. Speaking of fragrances, also, Kayali released that fragrance set, the minis. I'm actually wearing the Maldives one today. So beautiful. And now they are available in like separates. So they're still mini bottles, but you can buy them in separates. I like all of them, but my least favorite is Morocco, and my most favorite is actually not the one I'm wearing today, the Maldives. My absolute favorite is the Maui one, the one that has the sweet banana. It is such an interesting and unique tropical scent. It is really a beautiful scent. It is the perfect going away scent. Like if you're like me, because I usually pack fragrances for the mood I want to be in when I'm on vacation. So if I'm going on a summer vacation, if I'm going to the beach, I'll pack something tropical. This is the perfect one for that. I'm very excited to bringing these out as minis, and I will say, if I could get the Maui one, and honestly, probably even the Maldives ones, if I could get those in a big bottle, I could be persuaded, because I think these are wonderful. Okay, let's talk about the new celebrity brand that is on the horizon. And this is Blake Lively that is coming out with a brand. And when I first heard like, oh, she's coming out with a brand, my first thought was, oh, it better be something with her hair, because the woman has amazing hair. It looks so good always. I don't even care if it's extensions. It looks incredible. And yes, it is going to be a hair care brand, and this is the Blake Brown Beauty by Blake Lively, and it has a bunch of different masks and shampoos, and it's going to be available August 4th on their website and at Target. And I was like, I am so intrigued. I hope I can go in and like smell and feel all these products inside of Target, because if I can, I will definitely try some, because I am in the market for getting some more like hair care products for sure. So I am very excited about this, honestly. I just really like Blake Lively as well. There's something about her that just seems like less of a Hollywood celebrity and more like an actual person. Like she seems like a person, like someone that's not, I don't want to say unattainable, but like if you met her, you wouldn't freeze up and not know what to say, because she feels so approachable. And that is something that I think is really cool with her. And also, of course, like with her husband, their marriage, or the way that they talk to each other in social media or around people, just seems very, again, this likable, approachable. So I could totally be about this. I also, before I talk about the brand that supposedly is about to close down, I also wanted to say that Core Industrial Partners has acquired a majority stake in the makeup brand Winky Lux. And Winky Lux is one of those brands that I think I might at some point have tried something from Winky Lux, but I don't know what, which tells me that it wasn't really that memorable. I feel like it's one of those brands that is just flying under the radar completely. And I don't honestly know, like, what would they need an overhaul, and maybe getting some money hopefully coming into the company, or someone wanting to see a change with the company, or at least someone seeing the potential of the company could maybe make them, I don't know, may have a little bit of a, I don't know, renaissance, like something new has to happen. Because even their stands at like Target, when I go to Target and I look at the makeup, even they seem sleepy. There's just something very sleepy about this brand. And reading this made me think like, oh, I hope that this means that we get to see something, I don't mean fun as in colorful, but something just exciting, something just exhilarating from the brand, something that makes us go like, oh, that's fun, because it's just such a sleepy brand. So the last brand I wanted to talk about is a brand that apparently is being discontinued. It is closing down. One of you actually contacted me and said that you had been into Sally's and that you had seen that they were discontinuing the brand Collab. This, and if you go to the website, you can see that everything is just discounted. So it seems to totally be correct. I forgot this brand existed. This brand launched, I want to say 2016 or 17. It was a collaboration between Sally Beauty and these influencers that you see here. There are some OG people on this list right here. And I remember at the time thinking, because this is when influencers started to do like makeup collabs with, you know, the Morphe collabs, and all of that was happening. And I remember thinking, how does that even work? Is the brand their collab? Are they getting paid to do this? Because when you do a collab, you usually get paid based on the amount of products that you sell. You don't get paid to do the collab. You get paid based on how many products are sold. So the better the collab you do, the more you get paid basically. And it's an incentive for you to actually create something that's good and that people are going to be enjoying and hopefully purchasing. But with this brand, I remember thinking, because they were like, this is a collab between these influencers and Sally Beauty, and they were doing this all-inclusive, all-encompassing makeup brand that had everything like concealers, correctors, foundation, powders, eyeshadows, like everything that you can imagine, this brand had it. And I remember thinking, what is the collab part? And I remember thinking that I was a little bit confused. And I also, like, at the time I was living in Sweden, so I didn't even have Sally Beauty, so this was like not available to me. And I also remember thinking, nobody is really reviewing this. Nobody is really doing anything with this. And maybe everyone was as confused as I was, like, what is this brand? And I will say it did take quite a long time for the brand to be like discontinued. I mean, we are in 2024 and I am surprised. Let me actually look, because I know I looked at the Instagram earlier today, and the last update was in April of 2021. So they have not updated their Instagram in 3 years, yet the makeup products have they just been sitting there on the shelves then for 3 years and now they're being discounted? So all of these things, when brands are closing down, it's all just so confusing to me. But let me know, did you ever try this brand? What did you think about this brand? Are you surprised they're gone? Are you like me and you forgot they ever existed? But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that apparently another brand is disappearing. And I think that was everything for today's video. I feel a little glowy. I've been wearing the Sigma, this one. The Sigma Skin Perfector Hydrating Tint, and I mixed it. Can you see how much I've used of this Makeup by Mario liquid bronzer? I mixed it with the liquid bronzer to get my perfect shade, and I think the shade is really good, but I will say it does not really stay matte or like stay down even with powder. And I had some friends saying that their hair was sticking to it. I don't really notice that. So I'm very intrigued to be trying this out, and I love reviewing face products like this because you try them in so many different ways, and then you hear one of your friends saying something about it and you're like, really, I need to test that out. But so far I think the shade is off for me. I like how it looks on the skin, but I prefer something that's more matte. That's my verdict so far. But if you're interested in this look, don't forget to check out the membership down below. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing Friday. Just know that, again, I'm leaving for Italy tomorrow with a bunch of you. I'm gonna have the best time, and I will be announcing a new trip when I get back in just a little bit. I also have a new release with Cinch coming soon. And thank you again also to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. I love HelloFresh. I even asked my husband if he wanted, because we have our own subscription, if he wanted me to take a break with the subscription when I was in Italy, because usually we cook together. And he was like, no, I want to eat HelloFresh. So he is a lover of HelloFresh as well. We're just a HelloFresh household over here. Don't forget to check the description box or the YouTube shopping for more info. There will be videos while I'm in Italy. There just will not be a new makeup releases next week. Keep that in mind. But yeah, have a great Friday, and I will see you again soon. Bye.